Every major financial move you want to make depends on a single three-digit rating. It dictates your access to capital, the home you can buy, and the rates you pay, anchored at a severely limiting 520 credit score. At this baseline, lenders view him as a high-risk borrower. He faces routine denials, and any credit he does secure comes with the maximum possible interest rates. We are going to fix that. By executing a strict four-step system, we can add exactly 200 points to John's profile, bringing him to a 720 score within a 30-day window. Crossing that 720 threshold removes you from the penalty state. It qualifies you for prime rates and instant approvals, turning the lending system into an advantage rather than a tax. Step 1 addresses the everyday environment. When you tap a digital wallet or swipe a piece of plastic, the transaction is perfectly frictionless. It masks the reality that you are borrowing real money. This friction-free environment leads directly to the minimum payment trap, which locks you into a cycle of perpetual, high-cost debt. This diagram shows the trap in action. If you finance an iPhone at a 25% annual percentage rate, a massive interest weight instantly drops on you. This line graph tracks the compounding effect over a 6-month period. When you only pay the minimum, interest builds on itself, creating an insurmountable balance that steadily climbs. To force immediate behavioral change and stop the cycle, you must physically cut off your access to revolving credit limits. This action directly translates to the cessation of overspending. If you cannot swipe, you cannot add to the balance. Debt mitigation must precede score manipulation. You cannot out-earn a compounding interest penalty, so you must stop the bleeding first. Step 2 targets your active statement balances. We need to optimize your credit utilization, the ratio of the exact dollar amount you owe compared to your total available credit limit. This pie chart shows algorithmic preference. The scoring models reward profiles that keep this ratio strictly under 10% of their total limit. Many consumers mistakenly believe that carrying a month-to-month balance helps build credit. That is completely false. Running a 90% utilization rate actively damages your profile. The algorithm penalizes maxed-out limits heavily, regardless of your perfect payment history. However, utilization is just a temporary snapshot. You can force an instant positive score update simply by paying down the balance a few days before your monthly reporting date. Step 3 transitions us from halting bad habits to establishing an automated zero-risk baseline. This animated calendar represents the pay-in-full mandate. You must ensure your active statement balance is reduced to absolute zero every billing cycle. Doing this leverages your grace period, a structural mechanism that fully prevents interest generation if paid before the deadline. You verify this success by checking your next monthly statement. Look directly at the line items and confirm your interest charge is exactly $0. Consistent zero-balance automation transitions the credit card away from being a costly liability and turns it into a highly beneficial leverage tool. Step 4 is the accelerator. It is a legal, structural loophole known as authorized user status. To use it, you need a host account. Someone like Alex with a flawless payment history and high credit limits adds you to their account. This diagram shows the back-end data transfer. The credit bureaus copy the host's positive behavioral history and inject it directly into your deficient credit file. But beware of the failure point. If your host misses a payment, that negative delinquency mark transfers to your file just as fast. When executed correctly, this tactic purchases time. It applies years of required good behavior to your profile instantly, skipping the wait. We cut the credit card, optimized our utilization below 10%, automated the zero-balance payoff, acquired a flawless authorized user history. All 4 steps are now executing simultaneously. This counter tracks the mathematical impact. Once the reporting bureaus process the new optimized data, your numerical profile spikes. You transition from a penalized, broke profile into a financially empowered, low-risk state. Credit is an unemotional mechanism, and you can control the inputs. Pull your report today and execute Step 1.